G'day and welcome back to another Ants Down Under video, and in this video we will be making a Weaver Ant naturalistic setup fitted with a fig bonsai and a jungle satin. The tank I'll be using this setup is a quite tall 23 litre tank. The reason I've gone quite tall one is as I will need trees to grow pretty high. Weaver ants are well known for their nest building skills up in the treetops. That's why I'll be using this fig bonsai as it has quite large leaves. The other tree slash shrub I'll be using is a Homonella humilis, also known as a jungle satin. I'm going to leave the jungle satin quite small as I feel it will make the tank look much better. Now, I do have some quite sad news. The Weaver Ant Queen I showcased in my previous video ended up dying. It was very weird, but yeah. So I did end up buying another one, Weaver Ant Queen with 5 to 10 workers, and I'll move her in straight away as soon as she arrives. Now on to the drainage layer. The drainage layer is one of the most important parts of when making a naturalistic ant setup, as this will separate the water from the dirt to stop any harmful bacteria growing and rotting out the roots of your plants. Now right here I'm putting in some mesh just over the top of the rock to separate the drainage layer from the actual dirt of the terrarium. And after a bit of cutting, Bob's your uncle. Look at that, straight in there. Righto, time to put in the potting mix. I just use this chemical-free potting mix as I want the ants to have a chemical-free terrarium. I really did have to pay attention to how much dirt I was putting in, as the fig bonsai is quite a tall tree. It's always really important to compact the soil, as you can fit more in there, and more soil means more nutrition for the plants. And you can see after a while I do remove some of that soil, as I realised it's not that tall of a tank once you've put in the drainage layer and that soil. So here I'm just going to figure out where I'm going to place all the plants and wood. It's always really important to figure out where everything's going to go beforehand, as it's not really that good for the plants to keep taking them in and out of the soil. This bit of driftwood I placed in right at the end of the video, I do have it laid down, but while I'm recording this voiceover, it's actually been moved to stand up. And there we go. Once I get that light on over the top of it and the glass a bit of a clean, it's going to be looking better than ever. As you can see, I've gone for 2 different coloured plants, as I reckon this red makes the vivarium pop a little bit more. I did actually end up throwing in some moss, as it will help keep in humidity and give the arthropods somewhere to hide once I add them in. Now it's time for a little bit of water. You can probably already see that in the soil there's a fair bit of moisture trapped up against the sides of the glass. If I do not let this vivarium air out, that will turn to algae and make the tank look rather gruddy. Here's just some of the isopods and springtails I added in, and 1 or 2 worms, which will be super beneficial for this ant vivarium, and do recommend them to any ant tank. And voila! What do you guys reckon? I'm pretty pleased with this thing. Let me know in comments. Righto, I'm going to be quiet now and let you guys see some footage of this tank. And with like any ant setup, I add some flue onto the edges to stop the ants from climbing out and escaping. Well, that concludes our video today. Make sure to tune in for next week or the week after, as I will be moving in a weaver ant colony to this setup. Have a good one, guys.